Welcome back to the channel. I'm Dr. Footballhead, and I have just stumbled upon the fact that Jon Gruden is back, and he's on YouTube with a show called Gruden Loves Football.
Okay, this week's matchup, Thursday Night Football, the Buffalo Bills at the Miami Dolphins.
And apparently, if you say a couple slightly racist things and call the commissioner of the NFL a football-hating it makes it difficult to get a network job. So he's got a crew of flunkies filming him with a grease board behind him, and apparently he's sponsored by BetOnline, which is sort of simpatico for what we're going to do today. So he's going to go ahead and explain for about 20 minutes on this video all the reasons for and against the Bills and the Dolphins, and at the end of it he's going to give his pick. And I'm just going to go through and highlight a few things, but what I want to do is use a software that I have called OddsJam that goes through and basically shows you exactly what the best value is for the pick he gives out. Because if he thinks Miami is the pick, well, you know, what odds are you getting Miami at? Or is he talking about the spread or so on and so forth? So a lot of times these guys give out picks, but they're not really thinking about the odds and the value of what they're doing. So we're going to go ahead and do that, but let's let Gruden do his thing for a bit. It is extremely corny and really entertaining.
Great game. Some of these players didn't play one snap in the preseason, not one. Now we're asking them to play 2 full games in a 4-day period. I really don't like that. Knock on a grease board if you're with me. Anyways, it's going to be hot, and you got to take this into consideration. Humid hot, different than Buffalo.
That means they're going to have a giant thermometer on the side, and it's going to be glorious.
So it should affect Buffalo a little bit more than Miami, but I say bullshit to that. I used to coach for Tampa. It's hot in Florida. It's hot for both teams, but it is going to really affect the defensive line. Not only the starters, but these backup defensive linemen, they've got to be ready to come into this game, substitute, and play their butts off. That's going to be a huge key to watch. They are dealing with 2 new starting safeties this year. Micah Hyde is a free agent. Jordan Poyer left and went to Miami. So you're going to see Taylor Rapp as the starter, but they do have some new ingredients on the back end. Their star nickel corner, Teron Johnson, is out. Now, when you take a look at Miami's offense against Buffalo's defense, it's like...
Another thing to keep in mind when betting on sports is he's mentioning guys that are in or out or on different teams or the weather. These books are multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar industries. They have software that factors all this stuff in already. So you aren't ever going to know more than the books do. So that's why it's so important to check these lines and get the best value when you are putting down a bet.
Night and day. These are the rough and rugged blue-collar Buffalo Bills. These are the sleek, fast, Maserati driving Dolphins. They are fast, man, and they use this speed.
Is that a reference to Tyreek Hill? I wonder if he was actually doing something wrong. Like, what are the chances all around great human being Tyreek Hill wasn't mouthing off to the cops or going 130 miles an hour in a 35-mile-an-hour zone? Just something to think about.
Use this speed horizontally across the field on these jet sweeps, quick screens, and then they'll throw it over your head vertically because they have Waddle and Hill, the guys that do it. Keep an eye now on the 2 running backs for Miami. Mostert and a Chant. They have incredible speed. Are they healthy? But remember, this speed coming out of the backfield, it's like watching Tony Dorsett back in the day. These guys can fly. They are so fun to watch. Now, when you watch the Buffalo Bills on offense, it's all about Josh Allen, their great quarterback.
Here comes the glaze of Josh Allen.
His production is incredible. Last year, 29 passing touchdowns, 15 rushing touchdowns. He does an unbelievable job in short yardage situations. He's going to stop the game. He's going to tell everybody at home, hey, I'm running a quarterback sneak. Stop me. You ain't going to stop him. But these quarterbacks are not dumb. They might tell you, hey, this is an Ohio, a quick out with a go route. So the quarterback might come out and say, Ohio, Ohio. And Poyer's going to say,
they're eating the cats and dogs. They're eating the pets.
Watch the quick out, watch the go. And all of a sudden, he comes back inside and they shred you. So be careful. Too much information can be bad information. Jalen Ramsey and now Kendall Fuller are the corners for the Miami Dolphins. The X-Man Howard is retired. He's not in the league right now. A lot of pressure on these two guys. I'm anxious to see how they use Jalen Ramsey in this Anthony Weaver system. I think they want Ramsey to do more and more every week. I can't wait to see it. But at the end of the day, I got to pick somebody.
What's the pick, John?
When I was playing the Bills years ago, I learned this song. Hey, 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 let's go, Buffalo! Let's go, Buffalo! You guys aren't worth a hoot, man.
All right, so it looks like Gruden likes Buffalo. Now, is that because of any of the things that he talked about, or did he just have to make a pick and he had that song in his head? We're going to go ahead and say that Buffalo is the pick. So what does he mean? Does he mean Buffalo with the spread? Does he mean Buffalo money line? We don't really care. So what I have pulled up is a tool called OddsJam that I use. It's a really awesome piece of software that finds the best lines across the market. So here's, like I was saying, he had an advertisement on his screen for Bet Online, right? So you could put whatever books that you have, and you can put them in, and then it'll show you, if you want Buffalo, here's the best odds that anyone's giving is plus 122. So bet 100, get 122 back. So if you were to place this bet on, let's say, Hard Rock, maybe you're in Florida and that's the only book you have, and then you're screwed, you're only getting $110 back for your $100 bet. So over time, if you keep making bad bets like this on Hard Rock, you're losing 10, 12 bucks every time you make a bet. That's how the casinos make money, right? They've already got a VIG introduced, so why would you give them more money, right? So if we want to have an advantage over the casino, we go, okay, which one of these money line is the best value? And now Pinnacle is I think it's a European. It's not, or at least it's not something I can get access to. So the best odds that we're getting here is FanDuel. FanDuel is a super popular book. That's almost in every state. So FanDuel, you're getting plus 120, so 20 bucks extra on your 100 bucks. If you don't have access to that, you might have an offshore called Bovado where it's the same, right? So that's what you want to be doing. If you guys want to try this software out, it's really cool. It does a million other things. This is just one of the things, and I just have one game selected. It does this for all the games. Let me go back to this game. But in the description, there'll be a link if you want to try out my free trial, and then there's a discount too going forward. So it's really cool software. Check it out. But let's say we want to do with the spread. So I think the spread's 2. Okay, so this is the other cool thing. So on some sites it's 2.5, on some it's 2. But obviously if you like Buffalo, you'd rather get the 2.5. And then when you get that 2.5, you want it at the best value. So the best 2.5, and we could shrink this a little bit. The best 2.5, you're looking at, once again, FanDuel minus 105. So it means you bet 100, you get 95 back. ESPN bet minus 105. So those would be the two if you were looking at Buffalo that you would hammer. So yeah, Buffalo's the pick from Gruden, and you could take it money line or with the points on FanDuel for your best value. Over time doesn't mean you're going to win that bet. Just over time, you're not going to be giving the casino back $15 for every $100 bet you make, and over time, that's how you win and not the casino. So I hope that was informational for some of you guys. Appreciate you watching. Peace.